Have you ever felt like you can talk to anyone, but you still leave every conversation feeling completely unseen? Do you ever sit in a group of friends nodding along while your brain is somewhere else entirely, 3 steps ahead in a conversation nobody else is having? Do you ever wonder why small talk feels less like connection and more like a performance you have to get through? Here's the reframe. It's not that you're antisocial or too much or hard to love. It's that your brain is wired to process people and conversations differently than most, and that difference quietly gets in the way of the closeness you actually want. Here are 5 reasons highly intelligent people struggle to find real connection. 1. You overanalyze every interaction before it even happens. Do you ever rehearse conversations in your head or replay them for hours afterward, picking apart every word choice? This is your brain's pattern recognition running overtime. Highly intelligent people tend to model social interactions the way they'd model a problem, looking for logic, consistency, hidden meaning. But people aren't equations, and conversations aren't puzzles with one right answer. Psychologist Elaine Aron's research on sensory processing sensitivity touches on this same overthinking loop, where deep processing turns simple moments into exhausting mental work. The result is you show up guarded instead of present. You're not overthinking because something's wrong with you. You're overthinking because your brain never learned how to turn the analysis off. 2. Small talk feels like static, not connection. Do you ever zone out 5 seconds into a conversation about the weather or someone's weekend? It's not boredom for the sake of boredom, it's that your brain craves depth the way other brains crave stimulation. Small talk skips the part where you actually get to know someone, so it can feel pointless, almost like reading the first page of a book on repeat forever. But here's the catch. Most people bond through small talk before they ever get to the deep stuff. If you skip it, you skip the bridge. You're not too deep for casual conversation, you're just missing the why, and once you find it, it clicks. 3. You mask your intensity so you don't seem like too much. Do you ever dumb things down or hold back a thought because you're scared of how it'll land? This is social camouflaging, and it's incredibly common in people who've been told, directly or indirectly, that their intensity is a lot to handle. Over time, masking becomes automatic, like the character from Good Will Hunting hiding behind sarcasm so no one gets close enough to see the real him. But every time you shrink yourself, the people around you are connecting with the mask, not you. That's not real closeness, that's a beautifully performed loneliness. You're not too much, you're just unpracticed at being fully seen. 4. You spot inconsistency fast, and it makes trust harder to build. Do you ever catch small contradictions in what people say and quietly lose interest? Highly intelligent people are exceptionally good at pattern recognition, which means they notice red flags, inconsistencies, and surface-level relationships almost immediately. That's a strength, but it also means trust takes longer to build because your brain keeps collecting evidence before it lets your guard down. The problem is real intimacy requires some tolerance for imperfection and unpredictability. This isn't a flaw, it's just your radar working overtime, and it can be recalibrated once you know what's happening. 5. You've been the different one for so long, isolation feels normal. Do you ever assume people won't get you before you even give them the chance? If you spent your childhood being the kid who thought differently, asked too many questions, or got labeled intense, your nervous system learned that connection often ends in misunderstanding. So it adapted by expecting distance before it happens. This isn't a character flaw, it's a protective pattern your brain built a long time ago, and it's kept you safe, but it's also kept you lonely. If even one of these hit close to home, drop the number in the comments. I read every single one. What to do about it? You don't need to become less intelligent to connect. You need to give people permission to meet the real you. Start small. Let one unfiltered thought slip in a low-stakes conversation and see what happens. Practice sitting in small talk without checking out. Treat it as the doorway, not the destination. And when you catch yourself masking, gently ask what you're actually protecting yourself from. Connection doesn't require dimming your mind. It requires letting someone see it. So if you've ever felt like the smartest person in the room and still the loneliest, it's not because something's wrong with you. It's overanalysis, mismatched pacing, masking, high standards, and old protective habits all working together to keep people at arm's length. None of that means you're unlovable. It means you've been protecting yourself in ways that no longer serve you. So tell me, which of these hits hardest for you? If this helped, stick around, because next time we're talking about how to actually build the kind of connection your brain has been craving all along. We'll see you in the next one.